My name is Tanya. I'm a third-year psychology student at the University of Kent, and I've been doing a consumer neuroscience internship at Reflect.
So I'm Annabelle. I am an SEO intern at Reflect.
My name is Tenny and I'm a neuroscience intern at Reflect Digital.
My name is Mark. I've interned for SEO for Reflect, just working as an SEO executive, digital marketing, and sort of working in that role.
Day to day usually contains client work, research, content writing, blog writing, stuff like that.
It's mostly been writing a lot of blog content or content for websites, and also a lot of keyword research. It's been really varied, but those are the two things that I've enjoyed the most and done the most of in the end.
I've also been doing comparative linguistic analysis, so that involves looking at the words and the phrases that companies use to sort of compare markets, competitors, and sort of create an opening for new insights and understandings.
I feel like I've learned a lot by being involved in the research work, client work. I've learned a lot about marketing tasks and how life is within an agency.
Working from home, it means that I get some extra sleep, but it means that I can't really see people face to face, but everyone's so responsive, so I can just email and it still feels like I'm in the team.
At first, I thought it would be difficult, but once you got into it, I felt like it was much easier. I actually enjoyed working from home.
I've quite enjoyed working from home, but also at the same time, I don't really know any different because this is my first job out of uni. I previously worked in retail, but obviously that's very different from an office environment. But I'm also quite lucky because I've got space to create an office in my flat, so I've had a separate space to work, which has made it a lot easier.
I think for the future of work, I think companies are starting to realise that maybe we need to work at home more, because obviously the commute and the cost of renting property is obviously quite high.
So I applied through the employability point scheme with the University of Kent, which basically meant you had to acquire a certain amount of points through doing extracurricular activities and things that enhance your employability. So now I applied through the scheme and then got an interview and then did the internship from there.
I feel like this has opened up my perspective to a whole different field within the creative industry that I never knew before. So neuromarketing, that is sort of what I want to do now.
I've learned that I like writing a lot. I didn't know that I would enjoy it this much, but I really do enjoy it, and I think that I'll continue writing after the internship.
Technically, I've learned a lot about SEO, digital marketing, but from a personal view, I've learned a lot about how to structure your day, how to complete tasks on time.
I really enjoyed all the different tasks, and I feel like the exposure gave me a lot of insight within the field.
Definitely a lot of communication skills just in a professional environment as opposed to a university or in a retail job. Also a lot of SEO related skills, and about 3 courses away from my internship I was offered a job at Reflect, so I'm going to be using a lot of the skills that I've learned in my internship and hopefully build on them more in my new job.
Biggest challenge, probably balancing the workload.
Yeah, my biggest challenge has been having to start the internship at home and not being able to meet people that I otherwise would have met. But everyone's been so friendly and kind, so it's been easy to get to know people.
I think within this internship, it was finding different ways to be creative, because when you get a task at first, that involves research work, you kind of go through a whole process of searching online and then finding different ways to find the information. So it actually challenged me to research better and develop my skills in that way.
My biggest challenge was probably getting used to dealing with large amounts of data or information in one go. So some clients have a lot of information that you need to analyze or process or research, and sometimes the scale can be kind of overwhelming. So getting used to that was definitely a bit difficult.
my biggest achievement during the internship have been the thought pieces that I've been able to write, and will soon be included on some of the websites.
We did a comparative linguistic analysis task, which was super interesting. It actually helped me use a different tool, which analyzes language from Twitter, Reddit, and so picking up insights from that was super interesting. And yeah, it was a new skill that I learned throughout the process.
My first ever keyword research. Yeah, I think I got a shout out for that. So yeah, that was like I think that was the first thing I did as an intern, and that just sort of boosted my confidence a bit.
I think my biggest achievement, it sounds kind of small, but like getting my first piece of content, like seeing it published on like client's website. I know it's a relatively like normal thing for a lot of people to reflect, but like for me, I was like, oh, something I did got posted on someone's website. So yeah, it felt like a really big achievement.
Well, I'm going into third year, so my next steps would be working through third year and then figuring out what I want to do later on. I think I might do a master's, so I'm thinking of how to get into neuromarketing from this.
Next steps, hope to graduate university, hopefully get a job, and then sort of looking into doing a master's, a PhD, maybe start my own business, yeah.
My next steps are going to be to complete my final year at uni and to come out and start working.
Well, I'm going to be staying on at Reflect because I got offered a job about 3/4 of the way through my internship, which is really exciting, and I'm really excited to stay on and carry on doing SEO.